Go! This is fight 259. It's Kart Chook style, which means no points are given. You can't win or lose by decision. You have to only win or lose by knockout. Otherwise, it's a draw. This is my 12th Kart Chook fight, which is really cool. Not a lot of people, especially not women, have that opportunity. I was the first pair of women to fight on this show, and now they have women regularly, which is great. They say I'm 55 kilos on my walkout. I'm not. I'm 46. My opponent was probably like 54. They said she was 52, so like on the tail of the tape or whatever they call it, they had me outweighing my opponent, which is pretty funny. You can tell right away looking at us that that's not the case. This is down in Phang, which is way down south. Kevin and I had never gone south before, so this is the first time we had ever gone south was for this fight. And it was cool to be able to experience a different part of Thailand. Down there on the right, you can see Karo, very tall, holding the blue vest. Karo was also fighting on this show, her first Kart Chook fight. And I love bringing other women to fight Kart Chook because I love this style. I like it very, very much. It's very liberating for me to not worry about points, to just have it be knockout or nothing. We have this like dress rehearsal before the fights where you like practice walking out and like shadow boxing and stuff. I've done this now. This is my 12th time, so I know how to do it. So you just kind of like go through the motions. But what was funny is that the guy, the Thai man who's my corner, was coming up and like talking about how my opponent was so much bigger and like pointing out the scars on my face, and I was getting really pissed off because I thought he was the corner of my opponent. I didn't remember that he was my corner last time. And I was like, this guy's playing head games with me. Like, I was really upset about it. And then I remembered, like, I recognized him, that he was my corner at my last fight, and it changed everything about what he was saying to me. Like, he was actually excited about my opponent being bigger and me having these scars as like, look at this weird, strange animal that I'm cornering for, rather than like, look at all of these things that I'm laughing about. To me, it was a very like poignant moment of how the exact same thing can have vastly different interpretations, and how your brain really shapes how you experience things. These outfits that they gave us, they always give us kind of Buranish style shorts, and usually it's a Thai Samais top. We fought on Christmas. This is December 25th, and I think they said in one of the announcements that these uniforms that they gave us are in their pattern traditional for the area in some way. They clearly were handmade, and mine did not fit at all. So I was laughing at myself. I thought I looked like Santa's elf or something because my clothes were so big for this fight, but I actually do like the pattern on it. I think that's very cool. But sometimes when you go and you fight and they give you a uniform, if you are a smaller fighter, shorts are not going to fit you, and if you're a woman, the top might not. So, I don't know, bring a backup. If it's too big, usually you're okay. For women who are large-chested and you get some tiny top, I don't know, bring a backup or something. The announcers are talking a lot about me. This promotion really likes me, which is awesome because I really love this promotion as well. She like prepared herself for my the end of my Ramoy. That was cool. So here we're bowing to the people on the VIP stage before starting. I'm excited. I love Kart Chook. If I could fight Kart Chook every month, I'd be stoked. My corner man, he's very cool. He helped corner for Karo as well. He has this really nice kind of like older trainer energy. It's like, give me a high five. When Kevin tries to give me a high five, I'm very resistant, so this is actually like a theme of people having to force me to give them a high five. I'm a reluctant high fiver. He's asking if she has a mouthpiece. If you guys see the ref go like this, they're asking about a mouthpiece. So I had watched the weigh-in, or not the weigh, we don't weigh in. I had watched the day before when they were like taking photos. They had interviewed my opponent, and she said that she is friends with my last opponent from Kart Chuek. So I thought she might go after my legs because that opponent had. Oh, she had really fast, really strong punches. When you're wearing ropes instead of gloves, they hit hard. She like hit me behind my left ear a couple of times. Oh, that hurts so bad. I'm working on this like arm loop in the clinch that's been really good for me, but the ref is breaking the clinch immediately, like so fast. And for my style of fighting, I'm always trying to close that distance, so it's difficult when they break the clinch right away because I kind of can't be dominant. Here I'm overturning, which has been a problem for a very long time for me, but it's been something that I'm focused on recently. So I was a little bit frustrated, and especially as the smaller fighter, if an opponent just kind of like pushes my face down because of their size and because of how bad that position is, it's a difficult one for me to get myself into a lot. But here you can see she's waiting for me to come in, and she's firing those hands and kicks. She's got good hands. I kept thinking to myself in this moment how Diesel Noise like let your opponent wear themselves out first. I was like, yeah, keep throwing as much as you can, and I'll just kind of keep coming in. There's no points. And I knew she would start getting tired by throwing so much. Oh, the ref is breaking the clinch so fast. I was aware of this in the fight, but I'm actually seeing it now. So her kicks were landing on my arms mostly. That scores in Muay Thai. This is Kart Chuek, so none of those scores matter. But I kind of, in my head, was not really making that translation, and I started kind of like dodging back from the kicks a little bit, which is totally unnecessary. Like, just take them and close the space. It's one of the reasons that Kart Chuek is really good for me, to, in the actual rule set, have the points not matter. It allows me to practice mentally not being perturbed by things landing on me and just staying close. Because really what I have to do in my fighting all together is stay much closer all the time instead of like accordioning of in and out, because when I use distance to protect myself, it actually works against me because I'm always the smaller fighter. So I'm in my opponent's striking range but out of my own striking range. So one of the reasons I really like Kart Chuek is that it, in the way that it's structured, allows me to fight the way that I should be fighting even outside of Kart Chuek rules. This is the Facebook live stream. So you're going to get this screen. This is when they cut to commercial. This is between rounds. So here's the next match giving an advertisement. You see the VIP people on the left. You can say they kind of have similar patterned shirts to what our outfits look like. So I guess that is a local something or other. This is Khao Lak specifically. Phang is the whole province. And when we went down there, we went a little bit early so that we could film for my patrons, and we got 3 really nice sessions for my patrons down with some trainers in the south. So it was cool getting like an infusion of southern trainers who I wouldn't otherwise be able to go see just before going in and having this fight is like a bonus. This brand, Solo, if you guys spend time in Thailand, you will know this brand if you watch Muay Thai on TV. They have this whole like S-O-L-O, Solo. The announcer likes saying my name, Sylvie, Petchrungruang. They call me Jom Sadit, which means like the ultimate sadist, because I got cut a lot in my early fights, but kept coming forward. Oh, so now I'm starting to like walk through her punches in order to grab her for this. This is what I was talking about like in Kart Chuek, just not caring about the points and coming in. Staying a little bit too far away here. Bouncing that front leg. but I actually should be teeping with it. Oh, I like that grab though. So here I'm finally starting to like wrench my left arm back a little bit in order to square up. I can't score when I'm overturned like that, and especially with the ref breaking the clinch so fast. My opponent's name is Gulapdam, which means black rose. There, I'm doing a dodge back, which there's nothing wrong with it other than that the kicks don't matter. Like, letting her kick and kick and kick doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt me, and it tires her out. So here I'm starting to get control of her arms a little bit. So the narrative of my clinch is starting to change, even with the ref breaking it so much. Because I can square up, I can actually start scoring in it. It's a loping right punch from her. She's pushing my face, but see how I'm moving my left arm, and I start to get it to the front of her body when the ref breaks us. I'm starting to get into a position where I can score right when he breaks us. Nice right from me. I've been working on my right hand, having it come out of guard and kind of like really covering distance with it. Here we go. So now I'm starting to do the atomic squirrel style that I can kind of like climb on my bigger opponents. I think I took a lot of energy out of her right at the end of that round, which is really good, especially because she's been throwing so much at me. It takes a lot to throw a lot of strikes, even though I'm saying that I should just take her kicks because the points don't matter and stay close and land my own damage. I'm agreeing with myself, that is what I should be doing. When you miss, it takes energy as well, so even though the dodging back is not something that I would advise myself to do in a later fight or in this fight, causing someone to miss still takes their energy down as well. So in the Diesel Noi sense of like let your opponent take all their weapons out first and you basically just quarter them off, that's the Diesel Noi game plan, although I should be kind of corralling her a little bit more. Diesel Noi's been coming to my gym 3 days a week for almost 6 months. It'll be 6 months in January. This is, again, Christmas. So I've been getting like little injections of Diesel Noi at my gym for the past 6 months, and I can totally feel these like energies of how he shapes not only me but the other fighters at my gym. So I'm really happy to be seeing that that's kind of like bringing itself into my fighting, even if it's a slow process. There were quite a few people watching in the audience at this event. It's free. They had a woman speaking English who was like explaining what Chook was. And there was like a festival that would be happening in the evening that they were setting up during the fights, but it had like lots of food stalls and like games and stuff. It was kind of a cool, right on the beach. You could like see the ocean from the ring. It was really nice. Do you have your mouthpiece? So even though Chook has no points, it still has an arc. Like it still has a story arc. So I still want to like increase every round, even though the like rounds 1 and 2 not scoring and round 3 doesn't apply to Chook. You really should just go the whole time. It's knockout or nothing. I felt maybe just from the habit of fighting Muay Thai that I was like building. Oh, still getting overturned, but I'm able to score from the overturn and then try to like square myself up a little bit. She's starting to get a little slower on hitting me on the way in. Oh, man, she poked me in the eye, which is something that happens when you're not wearing gloves. She wasn't being nasty or anything, it just kind of happens, but it totally like took my left eye out of commission for the rest of this round. I couldn't see out of my left eye at all. Getting hit a lot. They're very excited. I'm doing that little dodge back, but you can see that the pace in my Dern is pretty good, but I'm still stopping on the porch a little bit. I need my guard to be a little bit longer. Here, I pull my elbow back, and this changes everything. The ref is breaking us, but I got a couple of knees dragging her back beforehand. Oh, that loping right hand of hers landed behind my ear so many times. Because I'm guarding like this, so it just went behind it. I need to kind of like put it out. Here I'm controlling her arm, and now I can fucking land so many knees. That sucks. I know that sucks, and I'm coming right back in. Oh, she's trying. I'm keeping my elbow on the front now. This was like a big moment for me, dragging her and kneeing her. She's tough though. Like sometimes I think my opponent's gonna stay down. I knew she was not gonna stay down off of that, and then the bell, right at my moment when I was coming in. For a period there, if you guys have watched my past fights with my commentary, I've talked about how the way I come after my opponent after an 8 count really needed some work. I used to do this like power walk over to my opponent that just looked so uncool, and I had to like think about and practice how I should close in on an opponent after an 8 count. And I'm very happy to report, if you guys have not seen my older fights, I've gotten much better at how I come after an opponent after an 8 count. I'm very happy that I don't do my power walk anymore because it's just so lame. But little things like that, like how you go to your corner, how you come out of your corner, whether you take a first step forward or back as the ref is starting the round, all of those things you have to be conscious of in order to then shape them, because you do something automatically whether you're aware of it or not. And if you don't like it, like if you watch your fights and you see it and you're like, oh, I should not be taking a step back the minute a ref goes like this, it's something you have to practice. You're practicing it, you just don't know it. So make it conscious and practice it. Don't power walk anymore. My corner was very excited at this point because I had started totally changing what was happening with the clinch. Before it was just getting broken and it was this like Sylvie's getting tagged a lot, and then I started actually landing things. My corner was telling me, kick first before you grab, and I was just like, Caro took a photo of me in the corner and I made a meme out of it because the look on my face is just like, I don't kick. So there's no like kick first and then grab. I'll work on it. It's something you can bring into training, but it was not going to happen right away in this fight for sure. I thought about it though. Like, I listened to him. I know what he's talking about. I'm kicking here, trying to come in. Sylvie, the announcer. I've got her arm looped. I was working with Yod Kumpan on this recently. Oh! When I'm allowed to clinch and when I don't overturn, I can have serious dominant moments, and as the smaller fighter, this is why the announcers love me, this is why gamblers love me. It's a good fight for TV, but when I overturn and when they break the clinch all the time, I cannot have these dominant moments because it's not my distance. So I'm really happy to see them once I like force my way in, because he was not letting me clinch, so I forced the referee to let me be at my distance. Oh, she's trying to keep me off. She is fucking throwing that right, which she hit me with a lot. I can tell you that was a good game plan on her part. Referee's only pushing me off. He's like not separating us equally. I'm throwing my hands a little bit, maybe from the impact that I was feeling from her right hand. I like wanted my hands to go too. This drag back and knee though is something that I've been working on a lot in the gym, so I'm very happy to be seeing it in a fight. It's almost long clinch. If you guys want to learn about long clinch and see long clinch in the Muay Thai Library, Tanadet, Torpron 49, an hour of long clinch. There's nobody who does it like him. I'm trying to like take elements of it. Oh, that my right hand is starting to like find its home. She was not defending herself anymore, so that's a KO, which again, only way to win in Kart Chook is by KO. There's no points, so there's no decision. I know her coach, he's cornered for my opponents before. Well, I don't know him well, but I've seen him before. I'm happy. I got a text message from Diesel Noy directly after exiting the ring. He was like, "We were all watching you on TV." So that was cool.
Update of fight 259. It was Kart Chook. I'm here in Panga, which I've never been down south before, so this is the first time. What's really cool is that when I'm done with my fight, which I am now, I'm gonna help Caro get wrapped up, and Caro's gonna fight. Caro's waiting there. She was in my corner, so I won by knockout in round 4. Kevin? I'm gonna say round 4. Round 4. So that's good. I don't know what to say other than I'm always happy to fight Kart Chook, so that makes me happy. And we've got some good stuff done here in Panga. I'm gonna swoop so you can see that beautiful beach behind me that's not showing up, but it's gorgeous.